Here is your optimal guide on using a sauna. Now, there's a lot of questions that come with using a sauna. How long should I use it for? How often should I use it? What are the benefits of the sauna? Are there any side effects to using the sauna? Like, what if happens if I use a sauna for an hour straight, right? I hope you know the answer to that, but we're gonna get straight into it. So, point number one, why should you use a sauna? Like, what are the benefits of using a sauna? Now, there's a lot of benefits out there that I'm sure you've heard of if you've clicked on the video. I'm just gonna go over the basic ones first. So, it improves your cardiovascular system. You'll notice if you're in the sauna, your heart rate's gonna go up like a lot, and your blood vessels are gonna dilate, your blood flow is gonna increase. It basically mimics, in a sense, to like moderate exercise. If you ever worked out or you're exercising, you'll notice your heart rate going up, your blood pumping faster, your blood vessels dilating. And a sauna kind of has like a similar effect to that, where you'll notice your heart rate go up and your blood vessels dilate and your blood flow's increasing, stuff like that, right? Now, the only reason, like the main reason your body has that reaction is because your body's temperature is going up and it needs to like cool itself down. So that's why it's doing all the things it's doing. What you need to know is the sauna basically mimics like moderate intense exercise. Now, this doesn't mean that you're gonna cut out exercise, because you shouldn't do that. You should obviously exercise, work out, do all that stuff. But sauna is really good for your cardiovascular system because it basically mimics that kind of exercise. Number two, it's gonna increase your recovery. So when you're in the sauna, you're gonna recover a lot faster from your workouts, from a hard day of work, from a bunch of stuff, because your blood flow is going faster. So basically what this is causing, all the nutrients in your body, this is why it's important to be healthy, all the nutrients in your body are in your blood. And all those blood is going faster and faster and faster. So it's getting to more muscles in your area in your body so you can recover faster. That's like a very short, non-scientific, like really like getting to the point, basically how it helps you recover. I'm sure that you know these things when it comes to the sauna that, helps you recover. It's good for your heart, all this other stuff. Now, I'm going to talk about some things that you might not know. There was a study done in Finland where they took a group of men and women and they found this out. They said people who consistently use a sauna, on average, notice a 40% decrease in all-cause mortality. A 40% decrease in all-cause mortality. Now, what does this mean? This basically means that from all the ways you could die, like heart attack, disease, cancer, like anything you could think of, it caused a 40% decrease in death from that, which is just insane. Like, you're gonna decrease your rate of dying by 40% of like a habit that you can do from all causes. It couldn't be anything, right? And it found out that it's a 50% decrease in heart-related health issues. Okay, as I was saying, this causes a 50% decrease in heart-related mortality and a 40% decrease in all-cause mortality. So which means any way you could die, it caused a 40% decrease in that. Now, this is insane to me, but this comes with like regular sauna usage. You can't get this from like using the sauna one time or two times in like a whole year. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be consistently going to the sauna for this effect to take place. Next point, you sweat out the microplastics and all the other stuff that's inside your body. Now, a lot of people don't talk about this when it comes to sauna usage, but this is like a really, really key point of using a sauna. When you're in the sauna, you're sweating out. Like, you're sweating a lot. Now, one of the things that you sweat out are microplastics. I think we all know how big of a problem microplastics are in today's world and how important it is to not, be like filled with microplastics. I hope it's common sense. You don't want you wouldn't prefer for these microplastics to be inside you, you wouldn't want to consume these microplastics. But unfortunately, due to like a lot of things going on in the world today, you're gonna consume and have microplastics. in your body. There's a study done which basically said a human basically has a credit card's worth of microplastics inside them, which is just insane. That's some crazy fact. And they said they consume a credit card worth of microplastics a year. And then they said people consume a microplastics of like a credit card's worth every single week. Now, that's insane. I don't know how true this is, but if it's true, like that's crazy. You know, you have to get rid of these microplastics because it's gonna affect your hormones, testosterone, all this other stuff. So, one way to kind of like cleanse out your system is to go in the sauna and just sweat it all out. That's one of the reasons why sauna is like an excellent usage. So once we got the benefits out the way, let's talk about protocols. Like, how do we use the sauna? Like, how long should we be in there? How often should we use it? Like, what are all the protocols? So here's the basic protocols. You want to use a sauna for around 20 minutes at the temperature being from 80 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. So between in that range, you want to be in the sauna for 20 minutes straight. Like, doesn't mean like 20 minutes. 20 minutes doesn't mean like, oh, you go in for 2 minutes, come out, go in 2 minutes in like chunks. 20 minutes, like you sit in the sauna or you stand in the sauna for 20 minutes straight. You try doing this 3 to 4 times a week, at least. 3 times a week, at least. Obviously, if you can't do it 3 to 4 times a week, do it as many times as you can. But the optimal range, if you can, is like 3 to 4 times a week. You can even do it like 7 days a week. That's perfectly fine. 20 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times a week. You can go up to 7. And the way you want to do this is the habit that I found. You want to basically, before you go in the sauna, you want to like make sure that you're really, really hydrated. Like, this is a common thing that people do. They just go in the sauna and they're not really hydrated. So yes, they're sweating, but they could be sweating more. Does this make sense? Like, let's say you're like let's say we have 2 people, person A and person B. Person A goes into the sauna and they're really hydrated. And then person B goes into the sauna and they're like, I'm not going to say they're dehydrated, but let's just say they're just normal. They're not really hydrated well. I guess this would make them dehydrated. If they both go in the sauna, person A is going to sweat way more than person B because they have more to sweat because they're hydrated. Does that make sense? So make sure you're really hydrated before you go to the sauna. Especially after the sauna, I find that I'm really, really dehydrated. And basically what the solution to that is, it's not just drinking more water. Now, how you want to hydrate after you use the sauna is basically you want to like have Celtic sea salt or Himalayan sea salt. You want to have some sort of sea salt in your water. You can use a lemon as well. You can get like a banana or some sort of magnesium. You want to basically combine all this and take like a huge dosage of like hydration, because the truth is you can't just get hydrated from like drinking plain water. That's not going to hydrate you. So you want to like add sea salt, potassium, magnesium, some form of each of them after you finish the sauna. Because what I find personally, if I finish the sauna and I'm just chugging on water, I still feel thirsty. Does that make sense? So you're kind of in this like downward spiral where you're just drinking more and more water and doesn't seem to like, you don't seem to quench that thirst. Make sure you hydrate yourself with salt, banana, some sort of potassium thing, or you know, add some sort of magnesium. Those 2 things, very important. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can invest in some tools for the sauna. Now, I personally have this thing. This is a sauna hat that you can put on. You can get it from Amazon. It's pretty cheap. You can get a sauna hat from Amazon. What this is basically gonna do, the sauna hat is basically you're gonna put it over your head. It's made out of wool. It's gonna keep your body's like, it's gonna keep your hair protected from the heat, because obviously we know that heat isn't really good for your hair. So this is gonna protect your hair from the heat. Number 2, This is gonna keep your like head cool down. So when you're in the sauna and you're like wearing this, your head isn't gonna be as warm as it normally would. So you know it's gonna keep your head like cool for longer. It's still gonna make your body sweat everything out, but it's gonna help you like last longer inside the sauna. Pause. Number 3, this is gonna prevent like sweat going on down your face. So what this is gonna do, I'll just, you know what, I'll wear it. It looks funny if I wear it, but I'll wear it just for the video. Look, if I wear this, you can see how it's gonna prevent sweat from like going right into my face because it's being worn on top of my head. So what this is gonna do, it's gonna prevent sweat going down your face. So of course you don't need it, but it helps me, you know, and if you want, you can help you as well. But yeah, basic protocols for the sauna. Try to use it as much as you can. If you can only use it one time a week, it's fine. Like, some usage of the sauna is better than no usage of the sauna. Try using the sauna as often as you can. Stay in there for 20 minutes each time. Try, you know, if you're just starting out, you don't have to go for 20 minutes. In fact, I would suggest that you don't go for 20 minutes because it's gonna be really hard for your body. Start off with as much as you can, and you know, progressively overload that over time. Like per week, you just increase it by like 30 seconds, and you progressively overload that when you get until like 20 minutes, and you kind of stop it at 20 minutes because that's kind of when the 20 minutes is basically where the benefits like cap off, like 20-25 minutes. Anything more than that, you're kind of just excessively like being in there for no real reason. At least for the purposes we're trying to achieve. Like, I know there's people in the UFC that are trying to cut weight and they need to be in the sauna for more than 25 minutes. But for the benefits we're going for, 20 to 25 minutes is the maximum. And if you're new to the sauna, progressively overload. Like, you're not gonna go in the sauna and just go for 20 minutes on your first try. Progressively overload. Start off with like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then work your way up until you reach that 20 minutes of sauna usage. Try doing it 3 to 4 times a week. If you can do more, perfect. If you can do less, that's perfectly fine as well. Just try to get in the sauna. It's really, really good for your health. It's going to give you numerous amount of benefits. Now, before I end this video, what about the people who don't have like a sauna, but they have like a steam room? Now, the steam room is a little different from the sauna. As you know, steam room is actually less heated than the sauna, which is weird because a lot of people find that being in the steam room is harder than being in the sauna. But the reason for this is because the steam room is more humid. There's a lot of smoke in there. So you're going to be in the steam room. It's going to be harder to be in that smoky room. You know, even though it's technically like not as hot, it's going to be harder because it's more humid. So if you can get access to a sauna, that's the best case scenario. But if you cannot get access to a sauna, the steam room isn't the worst choice either. The steam room is pretty helpful. So, you know, you can follow the same protocols for the steam room. It's gonna obviously have like less benefits than the sauna when it comes to like what we're going for. But the steam room overall is better for like your skin health. You know, it's gonna basically like, you're basically steaming your whole body. So yeah, if you don't have access to a sauna but you have access to a steam room, it's better than nothing, but it's not as good as a sauna for what we're trying to go for. So, you know the protocols, get out there, get into the sauna, and you'll live longer.